Right now, as you're sitting there, there's a silent, invisible dance happening inside every single one of your cells. It's this fundamental process that honestly powers all life on Earth. So let's dive into this hidden world, shall we? I mean, really think about it. How does a wrinkly, dried up raisin suddenly get plump and juicy again? And how does the smell of cookies from the kitchen manage to find its way all the way to you in the living room? It might seem like just one of those things, but it's pure, elegant science at work. And the answer to those little everyday mysteries? Well, it's the exact same force that's delivering oxygen to your muscles and keeping your cells perfectly balanced as we speak. It's a fundamental principle of the universe, and it is hard at work inside you. All right, so let's pull back the curtain. The first partner in this invisible dance is a concept you've absolutely experienced, even if you didn't have a name for it. It's called diffusion. And at its core, it's really just the universe's natural tendency to spread things out. You can imagine a bunch of molecules in a super crowded room. They all want a bit of personal space, right? So they just naturally move from where it's crowded to where it's not, until everything's kind of evenly spaced out. Let's make this super simple with the perfume example. You spray some perfume in one corner of a room. Right there, the scent is incredibly strong. That's your high concentration. But just wait a minute. Those tiny molecules start to wander, spreading out randomly, and pretty soon you can smell it everywhere in the room. That's what we call equilibrium. And here's the really cool part. This all happens completely on its own. Your cells don't have to spend any energy to make this happen. It's like a free ride, a fundamental force of nature that our bodies get to take advantage of for absolutely free. So how does your body actually use this? Well, every single breath you take is a perfect example. Your blood, coming fresh from the lungs, is packed with oxygen. That's a high concentration. Your cells, on the other hand, have used up their oxygen, so they have a low concentration. So what happens? Oxygen just naturally diffuses from your blood into your cells. At the exact same time, your cells are full of waste, carbon dioxide, so it naturally diffuses out into the blood to be carried away. It's a perfect passive two-way street. Okay, time to meet our second dance partner. This one is a special kind of diffusion, but it comes with one very, very important rule. It's called osmosis. So osmosis is basically diffusion, but, and this is the key, it's only for water. And there's another catch. It has to happen across something called a selectively permeable membrane. You can think of this membrane like a bouncer at a club. It's picky. It lets some things through, like water, but it stops other, bigger things from getting in. And this, right here, is the most important thing to get. With osmosis, we are not tracking things like salt or sugar, the stuff dissolved in the water. We are only, and I mean only, focused on the water itself. The water moves to try and even things out, to dilute the side that has more stuff in it. Now, this special rule just for water has huge, and I mean huge, consequences for every single cell in your body. This balance of water inside and outside your cells is quite literally a matter of life and death for them. Okay, here's how it plays out. If you put a cell into what's called a hypotonic solution, think of it like pure water, there's more water outside the cell than inside, so water rushes in and the cell swells up like a balloon. Now, the opposite. In a hypertonic solution, like really salty water, water rushes out and the poor cell shrivels up. The sweet spot, where we want to be, is an isotonic solution. The water levels are balanced and the cell stays happy and healthy. So we've got these two ideas, and they're obviously related. Let's put them side by side in a little showdown to make the differences totally crystal clear. When you boil it all down, it really comes down to two key questions. What exactly is moving? And is there some kind of barrier or gatekeeper involved? This table sums it up perfectly. So what moves? For diffusion, it can be pretty much any molecule. Perfume, oxygen, you name it. But for osmosis, nope, it is only water molecules. Second question, is a membrane needed? Well, for diffusion, not always. The perfume in the room didn't need one. But for osmosis, you absolutely must have that picky, selectively permeable membrane. It's a non-negotiable part of the deal. All right, now that we've got the mechanics down, let's zoom back out. Let's look at why this silent, invisible dance is truly the engine that runs all of life. Here's the bottom line. Without diffusion, your cells would suffocate. It's that simple.
And without osmosis, they'd either burst or shrivel up into nothing. Together, these two processes are working around the clock to maintain what we call homeostasis, that perfect, stable internal balance your body needs to survive. They are the true unsung heroes, working 24/7, keeping you going.
And that leaves us with a final, pretty cool thought. We've just uncovered two of the body's most basic automatic processes. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible invisible engines are humming away inside you, running the whole show right this very second?